How to be a virtual assistant without quitting your current job. Yes, you can still be a virtual assistant even if you still have a job. Next thing you need now is a buffer against the rainy days. And we mean the days before payday. If you still have a job, that is. Because paydays don't always coincide with the bill's deadlines. And the lockdown doesn't apply on the utility bills either. The bottom line is you need money. And the only currency you can trade in exchange of a quality virtual assistant course is time. Time! If Meralco, Maynilad, and your landlord has time to remind you of your utility bills, then you have time to learn new skills to help you earn income online. Just click the link at the description box to know more.
Good evening! We are coming to you live from the comfort of our home. My name is Jing, and this is the Writing Jingcast, airing every Saturday, 8 p.m. Philippine time. Shout out to the dog barking in the background. Now simultaneously streaming at the same time on YouTube and Facebook. This show was inspired by stories of individuals across the globe that succeeded in earning income online while staying at home. Make sure to click thumbs up, the subscribe button, and the notification bell to make sure you get alerted of the latest uploads and live streams. Tell us where you are watching the Writing Jingcast from. A helpful guide to podcast research awaits you. How? Well, you'll get a copy of my ebook if you can send me a screenshot as proof that you share this very live stream on your respective social media accounts, because sharing is caring. Send a screenshot or image to our Facebook page, Writing Jing, and you will receive a copy of the ebook in less than 24 hours upon receipt of the screenshots. Make sure to click the link on the description box for more details on how to be a freelancer online yourself. It helps to learn how to monetize your talents online. So, hello, hello, hello. We have viewers here. Finally, they're already here. Hello, Pups Nation. Mega, mega shout out to you. So, everyone else that had questions for our guest, simply post them on the comment section below. Because you'd be amazed at our guest, the grumpy freelancer himself, agreeing to this interview. For those unfamiliar with Flip means freelancers in the Philippines. They have their own live streaming programs. Flip Chat and Chill, a program where a panel of fellow freelancers online discuss a particular topic, and hashtag Just Success, a program that highlights previous graduates of the VA Bootcamp to serve as inspiration for other VA Bootcamp students to emulate. Both programs at the moment have our guests at the helm. Their episodes on replay mode are found at VA Bootcamp's own YouTube channel and Facebook page as well. So, speaking of YouTube, thank you very much for helping me reach the required quota for bananas. Wow, finally, we reached that goal. And yes, I did not mention it on the previous episode because it might get messed up. Yeah, it gets messed up. Notice how I am being careful with my choice of words. I appreciate a lot that I reached this milestone in the middle of preparations for the bar exams whose tentative date has yet to be announced. From re-uploading stuff relevant to the Writing Gymcast airing every Saturday 8 p.m. Philippine time to uploading teasers of upcoming episodes of the Writing Gymcast, well, life on YouTube still proves to be a wild ride. So, yeah, this is bananas. Oh. First off, thank you very much for sticking it out with me. I appreciate it a lot. My accent is occasionally confused because I still look forward to catering to the English speaking audience and fellow Filipinos. Of course, we will still be speaking in Tagalog here occasionally since our guest lineup consisted majorly of Filipinos anyway. Rest assured that the quality content will keep up. Suggestions for future content would be much appreciated. Just expect some of the future uploads to be related to studying law. And of course, it comes with a disclaimer that I am a law student or law graduate. Future uploads, meaning clips, uploaded after season 2 finale of the Writing Gymcast, which is still airing every Saturday 8 p.m. Philippine time. So I live stream occasionally depending on what content is relevant to the live stream. Thank you very much. So, there's a right time to discuss the origins of season 2 of the Writing Gymcast. Maybe in between season breaks if I'm not too preoccupied with my review sessions. This episode in particular is special for me knowing that one of the live streamers in the Philippines that I look up to has agreed to this interview. Occasionally, I call him Senpai because I look up to him as a source of inspiration. For most of the students enrolled at the VA Bootcamp, he is known as the Phoenix Jackson. What made the council of the VA Bootcamp choose him to host these live stream programs? You will learn later. These and more as he joins us in Season 2, Episode 8 of the Writing Gymcast. Saturday, 8 p.m. Philippine time. So that's 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just in case you are located there. It's amazing, it's exciting. But first, a brief message from our friends. The Writing Gymcast will be back. Already know that? Full disclosure, that link at the description box and mentioned in the commercial is my affiliate link with VA Bootcamp. It comes with content strategy. It also explains best why majority of the guests so far are known for getting interviewed at VA Bootcamp's live streamed programs. Presenting our guest, Mr. Felix Jackson. Hello. Hello, hello,
Hi,
hello.
hello, good evening.
And where is he again? We go. Ay, grabe. Happy
Good
day.
evening.
Ay, yes, good evening.
Naka-sweater ako ngayon. I'm wearing my sweater tonight because it's freaking cold already.
Yeah, you're somewhere cold.
Yeah,
Diba?
I'm in Benguet. I'm in La
You're in
Trinidad,
Benguet.
Benguet, the land of the
Yep.
strawberries.
Oh, yeah, I miss going there. Ano, anyway, so, ayun, how would you like to introduce yourself now that, we have this opportunity?
Hi, everybody. A lot of people know me as the Grumpy Freelancer. People see me as Phoenix Jackson, and especially in Flip, the freelancers in the Philippines. I am the host there for Flip Chat and Chill and Jazz Success. Well, commonly the recurring host because pag minsan nagpapasab din ako. Pag minsan nag-absent din ako. Pag minsan pasaway
Okay.
talaga ako. Well, initially I am a freelancer. I have been freelancing for a couple of years already. This was if you people want to know how long I have been in the freelancing space, let's say that I've been there during Odesk times yet. So it's that long. Yeah, it's not so as long as the other guys who have been here for like 10 years or so, but I'm still around. And yeah, so at least the good thing is I'm here now in your show, Jing. Writing Jing.
Yes.
Yes, I'm now in
Mhm.
your show, so I'm quite
Oh, that's good
relaxed
to know.
now. So this is the Phoenix Jackson that you people do not see on camera when I am hosting. So yeah, this is me.
Yes, this is finally you in your natural habitat. That's very
Yes.
nice. It's actually interesting to see you in your less grumpy mode. Kasi
Oh yeah.
talagang yung may mga episodes din nga naman sa dun sa flip chat and chill na sa napipika ka. Of course, sometimes it's cute. There are times na, okay, di na ako magtatanong. Mga ganyan. Anyway, so, it's nice to know. So, anyone here on the chat box na nabanggit niya Odes, o ganun na kami katagal na nag-freelance. So, any guests that you have, any questions that you have, just post on the description box, on the comment section. Sinishare ko dun sa iba. Kasi sinishare ko din to sa Flip. Para talagang makita nila na yung na-interview ka na namin. Finally, it's your turn to be interviewed. So, ito
Oo
po.
nga eh.
And since this is an interview, we will have to go ahead with some of the questions. So, of course, question number 1. What pushed you to be a freelancer online?
Where should I start? medyo ang tagal na hindi ito natanong sa akin. So where should I start? Let's I've before freelancing I was an ex-OFW. Nagtagal ako sa South Korea. I've worked there for more than 10 years. So institutionalized ako sa ganung klaseng environment because that's the first job that I've ever experienced. First real job that I've ever experienced. Kaya yung ganun na pag-iipon, yun na lang talaga ang alam ko for a very long time. So when I came home, it was a big shocker and there was a lot of adjustment and malaki rin ang pagbabago ng Pilipinas. So malaking pag-change ng mindset because I was institutionalized. All I knew was to go and work for somebody. In fact, when I came home, I went around looking for places to work for. Lagi akong rejected, like in In Jollibee, apparently they need a college graduate. Sabi ko, why do you need a college graduate just to clean your tables? I've been working in South Korea as a slave, as a robot for a couple of years already. I know what it takes to be a cleaner, to be your worker, whatever you want me to do. Wala pa rin because I'm undergrad and yun pa. I think there's a stigma whenever you come from abroad. Dahil, ayan nga, everybody knows that you earn quite a bit more pag nasa abroad ka. So pag uuwi ka, yung parang nahiya sila na i-propose yung pasahod sa'yo. That happened to me with even some of my friends who have businesses. They just went there to tell them my story na walang nag-hire sa akin. Apparently, that friend of mine thought that I was applying for a job for her to be one of her helpers. Dahil may shop din siya. And she flat out said, if you are asking me, I would say no, I will reject you. First of all, you are my friend, it will be awkward. And secondly, you came from abroad, your salary is way too high and I just cannot justify paying you 150 a day. 150 pesos a day. Sabi ko, kasi may pera pa ako noon dahil kadarating ko nga galing abroad. So kako, I can live with 150 a day. Wala, ayaw pa rin sa akin. So multiple rejections from here and there. Then I got confused. I got even depressed at that point. Pero meron pa nga yung time na na inisip ko kako mag-aral kaya ako. So do I have to start from high school to college and whatnot? That'll take years. By the time I graduate, I would be 45 years old. So how can I compete with fresh graduates anyway? It is very impractical. So I got lost. And I thought of going back abroad, pero ayoko kasi dahil parang pagod na ako. I've worked in Korea for more than a decade and I'm tired. I'm physically tired. And so somebody once mentioned, why don't you try working online? So what are the options of working online? Kako naman, there is ESL. So I tried ESL, pero parang politics. maraming maraming mga ketchup-reche. So much politics and that is something I cannot deal with. And yun, some other people proposed BPO, parang nire-reject ako agad-agad. So my first question whenever I apply for a BPO company is what will you accept a 40-year-old somebody who hasn't graduated from high school and has absolutely no experience? Yun ang sabi ko, wala, hindi na sila sumasagot. Flat out straight English yun ganun ako magtanong. Wala, nire-reject talaga ako. I thought
English yun.
Yeah, I thought being fluent in English puts me at an advantage, pero wala pa rin. Walang silbi talaga. And ayan, so, until I think one of my friends just mentioned on Odesk, parang okay, the ano ba yan? It's a place for people to gather around and work for online. That's all that I needed. Afterwards, I just Googled everything. Google everything. And by the way, wala pang coaches nung time na yon. So each step that I took, I had to Google okay, so I discovered that there are platforms. It's not just Odesk. There are multiple platforms. When I discovered there was I forgot the name of Odesk's competition.
Golans. Golans.
Elance. Yeah, Elance.
Elance.
So yun nga, yung I had to Google which one is good, which one is better. pag ganun pa, ang problema sa pag-google, ang daming opinionated people. Hindi mo na alam, some people say go for it, some people say don't go for it, some people say this is good, some people say this is bad. So it's really tough to filter out those information. But I finally settled for Odesk, and when I started there, it was still an interesting adventure. Pero I finally made it. And right now, I'm happy where I am right now. That's it.
That's good. Maganda yung happy ka na dun sa Odesk and ayun, inabutan mo din Upwork.
Oh yeah, yung transition ng nung binili nila ang Elance, that was strange. And then when they started going with Connects, tapos nagpalit ng Upwork and papalit-palit ng rules, I was like, okay, fine. Maraming umaangal and I know that those changes those changes are tough for all the freelancers, especially for the newcomers. Swerte ako at nandun na ako during the Odesk time. But for the newcomers, it is really difficult to get in, let alone stay there. Dahil at least hindi kami tayo na nasa Odesk nung time na yon, hindi tayo kinikick out kahit anong. Kaya yung mga iba dyan na freelancers, if you have an Odesk account, stick with it because they're not going to kick you out, at least for now.
For now, oo.
Yeah.
Hindi pa naman sila nalinti ka ng spamming, awa ng Diyos.
Yeah.
Ayun. So, ang ganda na na talaga na-explain in full detail paano ka nag-start. So, ito, since naging freelancer ka na, we transition to the next question is, what is your first experience with your first client? Yan. Ganyan.
Oh, what is your first experience with your first client? It's a very interesting experience, let's say. It's a multitude of interesting experiences. Dahil yun wala ngang coaches noon. I couldn't personally ask somebody because everybody's out for themselves. So Google na lang, Google. And when I finally started submitting cover letters, parang I'm at a loss kasi hindi pinapansin ng cover letter ko since I don't have any experience at all. Ayan, isa na ako sa mga pumapatol sa mga mababang rates. Isa na ako doon. And there's this guy na parang ang proposal niya is i-audition ako. I tried doing transcription for him. And sabi niya, you need a couple of you need to improve. So how about you practice on this medium? Yan, so nag-practice ako doon, sinabit ko naman. Ako naman yung si Uto, sige, payag na lang ako ng payag na after na sinabit. Oo, kasi sinabit ko yung first na na sabi niya testing daw. Walang bayad yon. Sige, pumayag ako. Sabi niya, I need to improve. So mag-practice na naman ako sa isang audio na naman. That's another practice. Wala. Trabaho yun na hindi ako nagpabayad. And then, until I think the third or fourth, that's when I stopped. Kasi parang, what the hell? Pinapatrabaho na lang. Paiba-iba. Buti sana kung, if he thinks that I need to improve, he could have asked me to do the same audio. Pero hindi, paiba-iba. So I did a couple of free jobs for him. Yun ang pinaka-first ko. And that was upsetting. Second was Filipina. Okay, I may be prepared because I may be talking bad about her, but at the end of it all, I owe her a lot because she eventually became my first client. Yung per project kasi ako, basta may binigay lang siya sa akin and may parang nagbid ako ng napakababa and I didn't know that she's Filipina, but sige lang. Pero ang hirap-hirap, grabe, ang hirap nung yung binigay ng audio. And I was new to the transcription field. Basta ang alam ko, wala akong problema sa accent. When it comes to any accents, I can deal with. Basta English.
Yes.
Filipino accent, there's no such thing as British accent, but yeah, Australian, sabihin na natin ganun. Wala, no problem for me.
Okay, okay.
And my typing is quite decent. Hindi naman ako mabilis na mag-type, but my typing is decent. Ang problema doon, I was using a laptop and Windows player pa ang ginagamit ko. So I'm not using any transcription program. Mano-mano
Yung
talaga.
WMA, oo.
Yes, I'm using Windows Media Player to play the audio, and then I'm using a there's a note like a WordPad. I'm using WordPad to transcribe. Mano-mano
Wow.
yon. Kaya ang hirap, and using the laptop too. Pero okay lang naman, tinanggap naman ni what's her name? Graysel, I think, yeah. Graysel. Tinanggap naman niya yung
okay.
yung sinubmit ko. But the problem is, ang bigat kasi para it took me 8 hours of work just for what? Wala pang $1.
Ilang minutes ba yun?
It's like 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 8 hours ko tinype. But ang hirap ng but I think the good thing there is binigyan ako ng chance kasi from zero tapos ang first na nakuha ko is inuto na lang ako ng inuto, nilibre na lang ng nilibre, and then here's this decent person who gave me a very very low pay, but at least meron akong may katunayan na binabayaran nga ako dito sa Odesk na ito. And then she gave me some raving reviews. And that is the most important part, the raving reviews. And I didn't even know how important that was. Dahil pagdating ng 5 stars na review sa akin and with all the blah blah blah, biglang nagsidatingan na ang mga offers ng jobs. And yun, parang doon na ako nahasa sa transcription. But still, mano-mano. Unlike some of the other guys there who play it smart, na gumagamit sila ng new tech. There were even instances na I used the phone to transcribe because I had to go out. Dahil ang hirap ng nakaupo ka sa harapan ng computer for 8 hours, 10 hours just to transcribe. Yeah. So, I tried to go to the park just to change environment, mag-transcribe ako using my phone. So, yun ang isang experience ko na na parang para sa akin, ang daming umaangal diyan, ang daming gustong what do you call this? Gustong high-end na laptop, MacBook and stuff. Eh sabi ko, I used my Galaxy S3 before to earn from Odesk.
Ang sisti kasi malalaman ba ni client na kung anong equipment ng gamit mo.
They don't care. They don't really care. It doesn't matter kahit na anong gawin mo pa. You know what? I had also this nasty habit na to stand out amongst the crowds of transcribers. Binibigyan ko pa siya ng cover page. Yung transcription na binibigyan ko ng cover page, ina-outline ko pa, may mga introduction pa. Pinagalitan kaya ako ng isang client. Sabi na, I don't need those. Just give me the transcription and that's all I need from you.
Minsan timestamps lang okay na. Sige, gusto niya yun eh. Ano ba naman to?
Yeah,
Anyway.
suffice it to say, my first client wasn't really that good. My first job in Odesk wasn't that good, but it gave me hope kahit papaano. Yun nga sabi ko, kahit na papaano, utang na loob ko kay Graysel yun. A couple of years after, she came back asking me to transcribe. And sabi ko, okay, this is just going to be a one-time thing dahil medyo tumaas na ang rate ko. Pero sige, ibibigay ko sa'yo at the same price way back then because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have had many more clients. And sabi ko. So, nag-transcribe pa ako sa kanya ng minsan pa.
Wow. Galing. Tipong may repeat customer ka na. Yun ang maganda doon. O ayan. So, ang dami mong na-experience dyan. So, ayun. So, ayan. So, ito talagang sinend ko muna sa ibang photos. You have some photos that you allowed us to share in this episode of the Writing Gymcast and the stories behind them. But before we show them, a short breather for our guest. The Writing Gymcast will be right back. Yes.
Gaano kahirap yung nasa bahay ka lang, gayong kailangang kumita. Kita lang ang natenga, hindi ang mga bayarin sa bahay. Hindi ka ba natatakot kay Judith? Judith ng tubig, Judith ng kuryente, Judith ng internet. Judith minsan Bombay pa. Walang pera, pero may oras manood ng webinar. Join us sa VA Bootcamp. Click lang ang link sa description box na nagsasabing VA Bootcamp. Matuto ng bagong racket online. Click na, ngayon na.
Hello, we are back! And mega shout out to all the viewers of Season 2, Episode 8 of the Writing Gymcast. Now airing every 8 p.m. Saturday, Philippine time. Shout out to 10 million viewers that we have at the moment. Well, finally we have here GND. Hello, Joe RPG. Hello, mega shout out to you. Mega shout out to Zelfit Vlog. Miss you too. CC. And of course, Pops Nation. Dami niyang hakot dito. Ang ganda. And dami nakaka-relate. Mega shout out to Madam Cat Chef Ben. Hello. And then of course, Happy Adventure. Hello to you. Mega shout outs to all of you here. And make sure that you share this very live stream ongoing at the moment in order for you to get a free copy of the ebook. It's an ebook. Andyan scrolling down yung mga yung instructions on how you can get a free copy of that. Ayun. And of course, syempre shoutout kay Judith. Siya ang dahilan bakit karamihan sa atin yung maraket online. So, yeah, it's nice to know that we all have reasons. So we are still here with Mr. Phoenix Jackson. Before the break, I mentioned to him the photos that he allowed us to share in this episode of the Writing Gymcast. Now let's see what's on pick 1. Here we go. And wow! Wow, ang daming kinakain habang natin.
I remember this.
Okay, you can go explain the story behind that photo.
Right after work, sometimes kailangan mong mag-flush out ng information na nasa brain mo, because otherwise the one of the disadvantages of being a freelancer is nasa bahay na yung trabaho mo. 'Di ba, when you go working corporate, you go out, and pag umalis ka dun sa pag natapos na yung work mo, umalis ka dun sa building na yon, you should leave all of the thoughts behind. Lahat ng frustrations mo, lahat supposed to be na mga iisipin mo na para sa trabaho, nandun, you can leave it there. So you have that advantage. But being a freelancer, since you are working at home, you have to find ways and means to flush out those information in your brain. Dahil pag hindi ka magpapahinga at lagi mong iniisip na, nako, bakit dapat ganito ang gagawin ko next time, dapat ganito ang gagawin ko sa next project ko. Yung mga ganun, marami kang mga naiisip na supposed to be nakaset aside yun when you are working. So what I do is I put my food in front of me and just watch Netflix and chow. Matakaw ako. I love food eh.
Okay lang yan. Talagang kumakain sa desk. Ginagawa ko yan nung nasa call center pa ako. Kasi hindi mo maiwasan yun eh. And you need to stay awake. Ayun. So ito po, ang ganda ng kwento dun behind pick 1. So moving on, let's see what is on pick 2.
Ah,
Okay, okay. Nakita ko to nung medyo nagre-research pa ako sa yung tipong, okay. Sige, explain mo na lang anong kwento sa picture na yan.
oh, when I was in Korea, I was also a photographer. Nung umuwi ako dito, parang nawalan na ako ng channel sa emotions ko, sa artistry ko. And this was one of my kind of my expression nung time na yun. It's see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That was the theme of that photo. Kaya ganyan na may tape lahat.
Oh, may tape lahat. Ano yung isang mata naman yung naka-open. So, ayun. Ayun, gaya, ayun, naka-neck and tie ka, naka-necktie ka. Tapos
Yeah.
yun. Then you have this hat and you have these tapes all over you. Interesante lang namin na, ito
Well,
yung assignment ko namin na
I'm glad because this is supposed to be provocative. Buti naman this was a good pick.
Oo, hindi pong, maganda yan, may outlet of expression ka and ayun, at least ngayon, live streamer ka na ng iba pang paraan to express yourself. So,
Oh yeah.
ayun, so, ito pwede na nating ipakita. Finally, we have pick number 3. Pick 3, yan.
Ah.
Ang ganda! Ang ganda-ganda! Sige, explain mo. Ay,
This is still relative even until now, and I still believe in this even until now. This came from me myself. Ang sarap pag there's a jingle from the radio saying, "It's so good to be cool and lazy when the world is so busy." Yun ang sabi. And that's kind of my attitude. When I wake up in the morning, I try not to think of the big problems, the things that I need to do for the day. Instead, I just want to breathe in. And pinapatagal ko yung moment na yun because I enjoy drinking coffee. Ayokong mag-isip ng problema. I just want to enjoy the day when I wake up. Tapos biglang pagbukas ko ng Facebook, dyan ang mga nag-aaway. Like right now, there's the yellows versus the reds, the anti-Dutertes, the pro-Lenny, itong mga nagde-debate for COVID and whatnot. Yan, things,
correct.
every year meron kayong pinagkakaguluhan sa Facebook. And I love watching people doing that, destroying each other sa social media. So that's what I'm doing. Nothing wakes me up better than a good cup of coffee and reading whatever bullshit is happening in the world.
Ang saya. Hindi ko, wow. Talagang pinatunayan mong ikaw isang grumpy freelancer. Ayan. Tuloy, okay, kasi yung nakita ko, hi, grumpy freelancer. Ayun, bati ni aking mentor, si GND. Ayan, hello. Ayan,
Oh,
kasi
wow.
yung, syempre, yung ibang tawag sa'yo, Sir Phoenix, or Phoenix, or minsan lalagay pang spelling ng pangalan mo, F-I-N-I-X. Okay, sige, para sige, convenient sa'yo na basahin yan. Ayun, so ito, ang ganda. So, ito, yung mga questions niyo, whatever questions that you have, ayan, may na-interview na tayo na live streamer din. So, simply post them on the comment section. Although, may mga tanong din naman ako dito nakatabi in case, for Phoenix Jackson. So, ito po, going back to our list of questions, ito medyo nasagot mo na kanina, unless you have a worse client than that, because what's your experience with your worst client?
Let me just give you two experiences na lang when it comes to the worst. Kasi
go.
the worst really was that client who asked me to work for free, who made me work for free. He didn't even ask me. He just made me work for free. After that, parang lesson learned, medyo masungit na ako. That's when I really become the grumpy freelancer. Kasi yun nga, parang hindi ko alam na pa-ultimo dito sa freelancing na ito, meron pa ring mga vultures and sharks, na people who take
Yes.
advantage of other people. So yeah, and so I became very very grumpy by then. But here's another experience. There's this client of mine. Isa rin siyang she before lumabas ang mga influencer titles. Ano siya, nagla-live streaming din siya. She tries to talk to many influential people as well. And I'm supposed to be the guy who writes uh it's not the script, show notes. I'm supposed to be the guy who
I show
writes show
notes.
notes for her. Yeah, and I was even recommended to her by a client. Pero kasi na-impress itong isang client ko sa akin, so she gave me this new client. And she is fine. And I have absolute artistic freedom with with my writing. And yan ang yan ang isang napakasarap sana na trabaho ng mga writers. If they give you absolute freedom, you can write whatever you want because they already love what you write. Pwede kang magsalpak ng pictures kung gusto mo to their website, and they will use exactly what you want to, what you are writing. Yun pa ang isang masarap yung hindi ka na ini-edit, hindi na tinitignan yung mga ano. So, ang mahirap nga lang doon, if you made an error, syempre, if you made grammatical errors or spelling errors, then ano rin, kailangan managot ka rin dyan. But if
Oo.
if you are a writer, natural na hindi ka magkakamali eh. Kasi pagbasa mo pa lang, pag backread mo pa lang, alam mo na kung may mali o hindi. And the most enjoyable part there is you have the freedom, hindi nga niya kinikilatis. But I can't stand her. I couldn't stand her. Dahil ano siya, yung medyo, she's a 30 plus year old woman acting like a 16-year-old. Kaya parang,
Okay.
yes, and whenever I am watching her show, trying to come up with a good description of her video, parang nanggagalaiti ako talagang nanggigigit ako.
Grabe siya.
Oo, kasi parang like I said, she's acting like a 16-year-old. Yung parang, hey everybody. And she's 14 years old, tapos meron siyang crown sa ulo niya. And it's just not me. I mean, more power to her. I love her so much. I'm so sorry. I love you so much, but I'm just not the right person to work for her. And that's the
Okay.
worst experience for me. Yan pa ang isang lesson na natutunan ko eh. There may be good clients out there, but you may not be fit for them. Parang hindi kayo mag-match personality-wise. Kasi karamihan ng mga clients ko ngayon kasing sungit ko rin. Kaya
Ay, nako.
and that's why we blend kasi alam namin it's all business. This client whom I hate, she was very very friendly, she was very very lovely, pero I really have to turn her down. I had to quit kasi talagang mananakit na ako eh every time na makita ko video niya, interview niya,
Bonus pili
parang
ka.
gusto kong manakit.
Bonus pili ka, please.
Yeah. So those were my two worst experiences.
Okay.
The
Ayun.
thing there is I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot out of those experiences. That's doon ako naka-recover eh. Kaya ako that's the reason why I can easily move on, is because I try to, okay, I recognize that I am upset from this error, from whatever people are doing to me, but at the same time I try to step back and look inside of me and learn what I try to learn something out of this experience, because these are life experiences, and life experiences are expensive. Kaya dapat lahat na nang nangyayari, meron kang, as much as possible, meron kang pag-aralan doon. Otherwise, if you're not going to learn from that, who knows if it's going to if the lesson will cost you even more in the future.
Yes, actually, totoo yan. So, yan. Big round of applause for you. Talagang makapogi ng iyong sagot. Yung ganyan. So, grabe. Yung tipong, So you have clients that are as grumpy as you, so you can be
Oh yeah.
grumpy together against the world. Ano yung yung talagang iniisip mo na ngayon na you have found your, kumbaga, you have found your people, you have found your tribe, you have found your, pareho-pareho kaming pareho-pareho kaming masungit, and then magkakasama kaming magiging masungit against everyone else, yung ganyan na. So, with that kind of mentality, what are
Sa ano pa
your
lang
best
sa job description pa lang. Let's say let's pretend we are in Upwork. Tapos makikita mo meron mga job description doon. Sa pagsulat pa lang nila, the way they say things, alam mo na Alam mo na kung
alam mo na
sila yung
kaagad?
stricto, sila yung straightforward, because with my clients, the question how's it going doesn't mean kumusta ka. Dahil I know that with the friendly clients, ang gusto nilang malaman is how are you personally, how are you as a person, not as a worker. But in my case, usually mga clients ko, it is well understood if they say how's it going, it means to say buhay ka pa ba? Are you still working for that project? So my answer wouldn't be yes, I'm doing fine. No, my answer would be I'm working on it. I'll be submitting it to you after 3 days. Ganon. And those are the
Gets mo na
clients that I
kaagad.
love. Those are the
Yeah,
clients that I love, really. No frills, no bullshit. Basta sige lang, let me work and let me do the thing for you and
yeah,
give me
that's
money
actually good.
afterwards.
Mm. So ito ayun. So part of that, yung ano pa yung ibang best practices na alam mo while working online?
Best practice as well working. You you need to find ways to switch your emotions on and off, because on some cases you need to use your emotions. For example, the way you upload, you need to be yourself. For example, when you do an interview with your potential client, kailangang ipakita mo kung sino ka talaga. But at the same time, you need to be able to switch that off, absolutely off, in cases like rejections, for example. Instead of being emotional, why don't you be technical and learn something from it? Why was I rejected? Those are the best. To me, those are the practices that are so difficult to master, especially when it comes to our emotions, because we are emotional. Well, especially Filipinos, we are a very very emotional. One rejection and that's it. Parang wala na, katapusan na ng mundo. That's how we usually react. But you gotta learn how to switch that off. You gotta learn how to channel your emotions so that you will be able to use your emotions wisely. Yan, maraming mga mental block sa mga artistic jobs, like when you're asked to edit videos, edit photos, or post something, take care of social media. Pag minsan nagkakaroon tayo ng mental block. Why? Sometimes because we are drained, but in other cases it's because we don't know how to channel our emotions. Naubusan na tayo ng emotion, therefore wala na tayong idea. So try to reserve those whatever is happening here in freelancing. This is life. Kaya kung ano ang activities mo after freelancing or offline, you try to match that here in freelancing, because this is life. This is how this is very real. This is not a place where you can just escape and live in a fantasy. No, this is very
Mm.
realistic. You still have to struggle. You still have to strive, and you get rewarded with your work, and you also get rewarded with your luck. So parang buhay din, parang real life din. And in many cases, kaya nating i-manipulate ang emotions natin pag offline. So why is it so difficult for so many of you new freelancers, newbies, to switch your emotions on and off? You gotta learn that. Yun ang pinaka na sa akin, that is the best skill that you could use to survive and thrive in freelancing.
That's good. And ayun, nagkasilbi ang yung pagiging grumpy. Talagang bibigyan mo ng real talk yung mga bago ngayon. Kailangan na, kasi there's a nice way and there's a, you know what, I'm not BSing around with you anymore. You need to be told of the truth. Kailangan mo ng, kasi kung kailangan mo kumita, kailangan tiisin mo din yung ibang mga part ng trabaho. Diba?
Oh yeah,
Ayun.
definitely.
Ayun.
Yung mga umiiyak-iyak dyan na kaya ako grumpy kasi ayaw ko nang lumalapit sa akin na umiiyak. Pag I hate that. Yung mga umiiyak-iyak dyan na yung parang I encourage people to post something on Flip, right? But sometimes deep
Correct.
inside, parang pag meron silang tinatanong, for example, how do you keep yourself motivated? Meron mga nagtatanong ng ganon. Deep inside ang sagot ko, bakit hindi ka pa ba gutom? Ba't ka ba? How dare you ask for reasons to be motivated when you are working to feed your family? Hindi pa ba sapat yun para sa'yo? Na, yung mga, that is why people call me very, very grumpy because, like I said, ayoko na. I try to tell it up front to people.
Tama naman kasi yun eh. Kaya talagang kailangan nila ng reality check. Ayun. So, speaking of reality check, next question, tamang-tama. What mistakes should be avoided when working online apart from the ones that you mentioned na for lack of a better term, gumagawa?
What mistakes should be avoided while working online? First of all, learn how to turn off your computer. Tignan niyo ang nangyari sa barangay captain doon sa Cavite. Hindi nila... yung mga episodes na yan. Para hindi maiwan. Ayan. But really, you gotta learn when to turn off the computer. Seriously. Kasi marami sa atin itong overworked. Marami rin sa atin itong mga nagpo-procrastinate. The best solution to that is for you to turn off the computer. May sakit tayo sa social media na whatever we want to do, we want to broadcast it on the social media. And hindi mo namamalayan, lumagpas na ang 3 hours because of that. And because of that, hindi ka nakatulog ng husto. And because hindi ka nakatulog ng husto, hindi nagfa-function yung brain mo ng husto. Learn to just say, okay, this is it. To be honest with you, though, that is one of the things that I just can't control most of the times. I am one of those people who once I remember my mom keeps saying, "Oy, na-magnet na naman yung mata mo." Kasi yun nga ang nangyayari sa akin. Whenever I take interest on something, parang I keep on reading about it, I keep on researching about it, and at the end of it all, it's not even relevant. For example, dinosaurs, for example, na nagka-interest ako sa Brontosaurus Rex, tapos ayun, nagbasa and I spent 3 hours, 5 hours just watching videos, reading articles, and whatnot. All for that, which is completely irrelevant to what I'm doing right now. Ayun, you can give yourself some time to take a break and escape reality if you want to, but at least pag natapos na yon, if let's say you're going to watch a movie, pag natapos na yung movie na yon, turn the fucking computer off. Don't move to the next one. Don't move to, oy, meron palang sequel ito, or oy, my Facebook pala, let me talk about what I just watched. Yung mga ganon.
Nag-Netflix ka, di ba?
Yes. Yeah, just like Netflix. Kasi nga, may mga recommended and stuff. And okay pa nga yung nanonood kasi once the movie is done, the movie is done. The problem there is if you still want to talk, magti-Twitter ka pa na, here is my review about this movie. Hindi mo naman pinagpeperahan eh. If there is a purpose for that, like nagpa-practice ka para meron kang gagamitin for your social media management, for example, then hell yeah, go ahead. But if you're just taking a break, fucking turn the computer off and go to sleep or go dance or clean your room and whatnot. Once you are done, you are done. Yun ang parang best practice that I think a lot of people still suffer from.
Yes.
Those big mistake, really big mistake.
Magandang advice yan. Yeah, I have to follow that advice as well. Like, oh my God, everyone needs a break because everyone needs sleep. Most of the
Yeah.
time, it's the best way to recharge your brain for the moment. Yun. So, maganda na, na nagkaroon ng ganyan na advice. So, in other words, yung maliban dito sa pag-host mo sa mga live stream programs ng VA Bootcamp, do you still write show notes?
Oh, I stopped. I stopped. My freelancing journey is more an evolution because I started from transcribing and then it went to writing show notes and then yes, I became a part of advertisement as well and then organizing. That's why I said I hate Trello because I hate organizing dahil naging trabaho ko rin yan.
Ay, naku.
And until I went to photo editing and video editing. Video editing is kind of my niche because it's
good.
my most favorite task to do. It's very challenging and I really, really love it. And the best thing about it is it's anonymous. Most of the advertisements that I worked with wala yung pangalan ko dun and I really really love that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that.
Hindi,
It's
basta
like
bayad ka.
yes, I'm paid. Ang ang gusto ko kasi when my name is whispered amongst peers instead of, broadcasted. I don't want my name to be credited but because it doesn't matter to the people who are not important. It only matters to the people who are viewing, right? For example, pag gumawa sila ng movie, do people really watch the credits? No, the people don't watch the credits
No.
unless you are related to somebody there in the credits. That's when you will wait for
Yeah.
that name to come out in the credits. Otherwise, you won't. So I don't care about that. What I care more is my reputation to my client. If my client is going to whisper to another potential client that I am good, I am worth it, then that is what I'm after. That's what I love about video editing.
Yan. Talagang makikredit ka doon and it leads to more referrals, which is really, it keeps the business up and running. So, yung video editing, hindi yung ginagamit mong intro dun sa live stream, ikaw din nag-edit mo?
No. That's Jason's. Everything I do in Flip is just hosting.
Okay.
Kasi maraming mga like Mark Belosa for example, he's the resident video editor. I don't want nandyan din naman si Shoden kung sakali. I don't want to step on other people's jobs because they're already doing what they do. So why should I take over?
Si Mark Pelosa, baka sa season 3 ko yan.
Mm.
Ipipila ko na yan. Ang dami kong
Right.
balak ilagay sa season 3. Nga lang, syempre, in season 3, pagkatapos pa ng bar exams, yung balak kong gawin yun. Para talagang mag-upgrade na tayo ng skills natin.
It's so funny. It's so funny na na sinasabi kong video editing is my niche and I never hands-on helped somebody, a freelancer. I never hands-on helped somebody to learn video editing kasi nga masama ang loob ko na pinaghirapan kong nag-aral and then basta ibibigay ko lang sa'yo. What I want you to do is to suffer the same suffering that I've been through para ma-master mo. That's what para ma-master mo because that is how I learn things. Para sa akin. I would give people when it comes to freelancing, I would give people some short tips, but the tricks to alleviate the pain, for example, yung ayaw kong ibigay yun because I want you to feel the pain para ikaw mismo mapilitan kang maghanap ng remedyo to ease your pain. I think this is what many newbies need. Marami kasi sa mga newbies, forgive me for targeting the younger generations, pero marami kasi
Yes,
sa
go
inyo mga
ahead.
marami sa inyo mga younger generations itong lumaki na spoon-fed with the abundance of information everywhere on Google, on the internet, and Facebook, and everything else. Madali lang pumunta sa inyo ang information, and yet you are, for some reason, uneducated yet. Still, kulang pa rin sa skills. You still ask people to do stuff, to teach you stuff, whereas you are supposed to be able to teach yourselves already. That is why for me, when a newbie comes to me, ang binibigay ko lang guidance lang, hindi ko binibigay yung solutions mismo. When for example, if they want to be a transcriber, I say you got to learn how to type fast, you got to learn to listen to it. But that's all that I'll tell them. If they don't really work hands-on on the transcription, then sila rin ang magsasuffer.
Tama naman. O, kita mo, agree sa yung yung ating tech department, Wakalas Productions. Yes, right on. No pain, no gain. Ganito. And then ito, gandang-ganda din yung isang copywriter natin na viewer na ganda ng method, iparamdam ang sakit para maghanap ng solution. Psychology 101, ang galing, ang ganda. Ang dami nga matutunan siya dito. Parang sa sipat ng Ito, maganda na nakikinig sila sa'yo. And of course, gustong-gusto nila yung voice mo. Ayan. Kita mo naman, no? Mas maganda yung voice mo pagdating sa podcasting. Kaya ikaw yung nilagay na na host dun sa mga live stream programs ng VA Bootcamp. Kita mo naman, mabenta ka. Oo. Ayan. Oh. Ayan. So, ayun. Edi, ganda nito na, ayan, bago tayo matapos, may mga ipa-plug ka, what websites and social media sites do you have to promote? You may start plugging now.
The most important for you guys to look at is education. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, go to the Flip group. Jing is there as well. Go to the Flip group and browse around. Stop asking how po. Stop saying you want to be a freelancer pero hindi nyo alam, because all of the information are there. We try to filter out as much information as we can para catered para sa iyo. Don't disregard the older videos, the older articles. Don't disregard, because all of those are relevant. We still keep on telling things that are relevant to your journey as a freelancer, mas lalo kapag newbie kayo. And don't also be afraid to approach anybody there in Flip. Lahat po ng I give credit to Jason's Freelancers in the Philippines. Just go check it out. But if you want some products din naman para sa akin, I think Jing is there for you. Marami siyang mga i-interviewin dito na mga future mga masters of their craft. I encourage you, where I am working right now is in voice acting and narration. So I encourage everybody to please join some organizations, join some groups there that releases podcasts, yung mga nagbibigay ng mga bagong podcast, if you want to be encouraged. But if you want to look at a way to find a model in your voice acting career, hanapin nyo yung mga old. Some of them, nandun ako sa mga voice acting gigs, and you might even be able to find me there. But yeah, join the Freelancers in the Philippines and look for podcasts. That's it.
Yes, thank you very much. Ayan. Kita mo, instantly nasagot mo yung tanong ni RD na, you do voiceovers, bro. And of course, Joe RPG, talagang he agrees, word of mouth is the slowest, yes. Arguably the best form for advertising. Ganun eh. Guidance is more than enough. Spoon feeding is just like banning to a wound. Tipong, you have to experience this in order to learn it. Kasi madaling, kumbaga parang may kasama kang muscle memory yan nangyari kasi. So, ang ganda ng sinabi niyo talaga dito. Sir Phoenix, talagang very thankful kami na, ay, Diyos ko na, talagang natuloy itong interview natin. Sayang.
Oh yeah, I'm glad. And of course, I would love to support all of your projects, Jing, because I've seen how you started, and I really love watching your journey.
And thank you very much po. Ayan, nakakataba ng puso. Ganon. Ayun, so ito. And by the way, if you'd like to catch more of Phoenix Jackson, as I've mentioned, kasi sa Facebook naman siya na live stream. So, facebook.com/VA Bootcamp. So, and of course, pag click niyo yung affiliate link ko na nasa description box, Nandun yung links for the Facebook group, for the courses, and everything that you need to learn. And of course, kung gusto nyo, gusto nyo dumiretso dun sa, dun sa mga live streams niya, nandun din sa, sa link. Once you click that link, all of the relevant links that you need are already there. All you have to do is to link. So, yun. Before we end this, of course, yung ulitin ko lang yung sinabi ko kanina, that you will get a copy of my ebook. If you can send me a screenshot as proof that you shared this very live stream on your respective social media accounts. Because sharing is caring. Send the screenshot or image to our Facebook page, Writing Jing, and you will receive a copy of the ebook in less than 24 hours upon receipt of the screenshots. Make sure to click on the link on the description box, my affiliate link, full disclosure, for more details on how to be a freelancer online yourself. It helps to learn how to monetize your talents online. So don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe to our channel. So, thank you, Sir Phoenix. So here, ready na yung ating next episode. Watch out for our next episode featuring social media marketer Ms. Jerica Dayayag. Would be expecting you only here at the Writing Jingcast every Saturday, 8 p.m. Philippine time. Good night.